Hello, this is a head-to-head comparison of the Braven XXL versus the JBL Boombox. The JBL Boombox retails for $399.95. It has 20 hours of battery life, and it has the JBL Connect Plus feature, which allows you to connect up to 100 JBL Connect enabled speakers. It is also IPX7 certified, which means it's waterproof and it can be submerged underwater up to 1 meter for up to 30 minutes. It also floats. The Braven XXL retails for $299.99 and it has 360-degree sound. It has drivers shooting out the back and the front, and it is IPX5 certified, which means it is splash proof, but don't submerge it. I have tested it and it does float, but I would not recommend this because that is not what it is certified for. So I think if you drop it in the pool and grab it out really quick, it should be fine, but technically it's only supposed to be splash proof. The Braven XXL also has 14 hours of battery life, so we will put these head to head, and I will be doing this from 10 feet at different volume levels. Let's check them out. Okay, so I am 10 feet away right now from both of these speakers. I have the JBL Boombox set on indoor mode. Just in case you don't know, there's an indoor mode and an outdoor mode. The indoor mode boosts lower bass a little bit more. The outdoor mode boosts upper bass a little more. I prefer the indoor mode because it gives a little deeper bass, so I'm gonna stick with that. The Braven XXL is on its neutral EQ mode. Also, a side note, the Braven XXL has EQ settings you can set directly on the speaker. It has treble and bass settings. But again, the Braven is set to neutral. So I will start with a non-copyrighted song called Tropic Love, and these speakers will both be playing at 30% volume. Let's start with the Braven XXL. I apologize, it's a little loud with the traffic, but this gives you an idea of 10 feet away with a lot of external noise, what it's going to sound like. So that was the Braven XXL at 30% volume. It seemed to get a little bit lost. The traffic was kind of taking over the sound a little bit, but hence the outdoor test. These are outdoor rugged speakers, and I want to know what they sound like with external noise. you know, if you have them on the beach, then there's going to be sounds of waves, and that's going to overtake the sound as well as any ambient noise or people talking. So that was the Braven XXL. Let's now try the JBL Boombox indoor mode at 30% volume. Now you can hear definitely more bass as the bass is adjusted on the JBL speakers, so that at lower volumes you hear a little bit more bass. Let's switch back to the Braven and see the difference. Here's the Braven. A little more upper treble, less lower treble like there is on the JBL. Definitely less bass at this low volume. Let's switch back to the JBL. Back to the Braven. Sort of sounds a little like a clock radio at this volume. But you'll see as the volume goes up, the bass increases as well, which doesn't necessarily happen actually on a lot of smaller Bluetooth speakers because they can't handle the bass at higher volumes, but these speakers are pretty big, so. Back to the JBL. Much more bass at this volume. All right, let's try some higher volumes. All right, I have the JBL and the Braven XXL both now at 70% volume. We're gonna play the same song, Tropic Love. Let's see how they perform now, head to head. We're gonna start with the JBL Boombox. Try the Braven. Back to the JBL.
Too hard. We were traveling mountains.
Lots of bass. Back to the Braven. Yeah, this is not very much bass on the Braven here at this volume level. But let's remember the Braven does shoot sound out both from the front and the back. It has two drivers, 4 drivers actually on the front and 4 drivers on the back. It also has a subwoofer on the bottom of it as well, so that's giving you some bass. Let's switch to the JBL. Back to the Braven. JBL. So at that volume, I think you noticed the JBL was a lot louder and the bass was a lot better on the JBL as well. The Braven had some better upper highs. The JBL had better lower treble. But yeah, I definitely think the JBL is sort of coming off as more powerful at the 70% volume level. I think that should be pretty obvious. Let's now try these at max volume and see what the comparison looks like. All right, so I have these speakers both set to max volume. Let's see how they compare. We're gonna start with the Braven XXL. JBL.
Waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island.
Braven. The bass really picks up on the Braven XXL when you put it to the last volume notch. But let's try it against the JBL. Here's the JBL. Back to the Braven. Back to the JBL.
We were traveling mountains just to find the loudest tears. We set our mighty fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet. So if you want something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am, 'cause I've been laying under palm trees waiting for the summer.
Braven.
There's nowhere to go, 'cause I am happy.
Definitely better upper treble from the Braven. The tweeters are facing a little bit upwards. That helps a little bit as well. JBL. Back to the Braven. Back to the JBL. Okay, so I'm standing 10 feet away. We have the JBL Boombox at max volume. We have the Braven XXL at max volume. The treble is maxed out and the bass is maxed out as well. Let's start out with the Braven XXL. JBL. Still more lower bass. A little bit of distortion on the Braven. Braven.
Memories die out too hard. We were traveling mountains
JBL.
just to find the loudest
Still louder.
tears. We set our mighty fire, knowing we could aim higher, but we didn't know that yet.
Braven.
Something to hold on to, gotta find it first. But here I am.
Still sounds thinner.
I've been laying under palm trees waiting for the summer, knowing there's nowhere to go. 'Cause I am happy on this island, wanna be my farmland. I don't ever want to leave. I'm in the tropic club.
Definitely some boominess, a little distortion from the Braven, but maybe a little louder than it was without the EQ. JBL. Braven. So there you go. That's with the EQ maxed out on the Braven. Sounds a little bit louder, but there is some distortion from the bass for sure. Sounds a little boomy. But if you're looking for just max loudness, that definitely helps for the Braven. The JBL Boombox though, still louder, still some deeper bass. But it's just a matter of preference. So that was the JBL Boombox compared against the Braven XXL. Hope you guys liked the comparison. It seemed like the JBL was louder. It had deeper bass, and the bass was boosted a little bit at lower levels as well, whereas the Braven is sort of a consistent graph upwards. As the volume goes up, the bass consistently goes up as well. The last volume step on the Braven considerably raises the volume. So when you put them both at 70%, the JBL is going to appear a lot louder. I like both of these speakers. I like the JBL Boombox a lot because of the bass at lower levels, and I like how it's waterproof and that you can connect multiple JBL speakers. I will definitely be doing this in the future. I do like the Braven though, because it is 360-degree sound, which is very nice. I've taken this on rafting trips and I put it in the middle of everybody. Everyone's attached to a main raft and you're getting sound for everyone both directions. You can't do this with the JBL as it's firing just one direction. So I'll take a quick look at the features on here. You have your Bluetooth button to connect, volume minus, power button, JBL Connect Plus, volume up, and play pause. Looking at the back, you have indoor and outdoor mode, and the flap there with all your hookups under there. On the Braven XXL, you have a battery meter right there, hookups underneath this flap. I know I'm not opening those and showing you the connections, but you should see that from the websites. Also, right here you can see there's a power button, then there is a Bluetooth connect button and a play button. Those have, that button has the same function. Volume up and down on the right. If you push this button, you can control treble. Push it again, you can control the bass. So if you want to get more bass at lower volume levels, this is the way to go. Hit the power button and let's see, I guess it times out. Hit the power button until you get to the bass and then crank it up to the top. And that'll give you more bass at lower volumes, which is seeming to be what we were missing when we were doing that comparison, so that's helpful. Also, raising the treble can help when it's loud outdoors. So there's also a subwoofer underneath there, which is helpful for bass. So that definitely helps somewhat. However, the JBL was still seeming to beat it in the bass department. This also has a carrying strap and has a bottle opener right there, which is a nice touch. So this was the Braven XXL versus the JBL Boombox. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like. That means more people will view this video. And write a comment down below about what you think, which one sounds better to you, which one you like better. Is the JBL worth it for the price? Is the Braven worth it for the price? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching.